Hi friends, strangers, internet. My name is Emily Hanahan. I love colorful makeup and colorful language. Today I'm here with my 2019 non-beauty favorites. I have never done a non-beauty favorites on this channel, but I felt like at the end of the year it was a good opportunity to take a look back on some of the things that I was loving in my life on a regular basis that may or may not have shown up on this channel. I have some things that are beauty adjacent. I also have fashion, music, pop culture, all of that. So I'm gonna jump right into anything that is beauty adjacent first and continue along with other favorites from there. I generally don't feel like I have a huge knowledge base for skincare. It's not something I feel like I can make content on my channel. I also have pretty easy to work with skin. Besides my under eyes, which just plague me in different ways, my skin is pretty normal. It veers more oily in the summer, more dry in the winter. I still think of it as kind of more on the oily side as I was when I was younger, but I think it's pretty balanced right now. I generally love a gel moisturizer for my face, especially in the daytime. I think it's a great balance of moisture, it's a nice texture, and generally speaking, gel moisturizers are something I can layer up with essences or toners and put SPF on top or put makeup on top, and they don't usually feel too heavy. Up until this year, my go-to favorite gel moisturizer was the Belief True Aqua Bomb. I still get why this is popular, and I have a nice size jar of it that was exorbitantly expensive with Sephora points, but Sephora points, whatever, at least I use them. But this year I discovered the Trader Joe's Ultra Hydrating Gel Moisturizer. I'd heard about this here and there, and then most recently, a few months back, Sarah Hubler mentioned it on her channel. She finally picked it up and she really liked it. She's a fan of the Belief Aqua Bomb and recommended this as an alternative. And I'm sold. This tub is 2.5 ounces of product and it is $9. And the Belief one is about $38 and you're getting about 1.7 ounces of product. Now, when you look at them in the container, I think the Belief one is a bit more runny than the Trader Joe's, but I generally find that they are pretty interchangeable within my skincare. Like I mentioned earlier, I find gel moisturizers the nicest because I can kind of layer them up with other moisturizing skincare, or with this Trader Joe's one, I have no problem almost doing a double layer of the moisturizer. So I'll go in with a thin layer, and then if I'm still feeling a little dehydrated or dry, I can add on more. I don't have issues with it pilling or not really sinking in. It's a great consistency and it just generally works for me. My only little nitpicky thing that I would love this to have would be SPF. Generally, you're never gonna get enough SPF from your moisturizer, and you do need a true SPF to get enough. Having a little bit in your moisturizer would be a nice perk, but I'm not gonna hold it against it. For price point, quantity, simplicity, it's cruelty-free. Belief is not cruelty-free, which is why I was on the hunt to replace it. I'm gonna be buying this moisturizer until Trader Joe's stops carrying it, basically, which I hope never happens. Now, I don't want to hold this too close because it is pretty gross, but my next favorite is the makeup eraser. So this basically, I consider it like a microfiber cloth that is brilliant for taking off makeup. I will just dampen this and use it to remove swatches. And when I'm doing my actual like nighttime cleansing, usually what I do is I go in with an oil cleanser or a balm cleanser and then dampen this and use this to remove the oil cleanser or balm cleanser from my skin. Oftentimes I don't need to double cleanse after that, but if I do, it's just a lightweight cleanse. I think that for me, the combination of that oil or balm cleanser, my current fave is the Pharmacy Green Clean, but in time, I'm sure I'll want to replace it with something more affordable. But that with this, I feel like I get my makeup off and my skin clean without stripping it. It also, for me, completely eliminates makeup wipes or throwaway cotton rounds. Usually what I do is I will hand wash it in the sink with like a Dr. Bronner soap or even a dish soap, and sanitize it with a little bit of like a spray alcohol to kind of clean it in between the times that I will take it to the laundromat and actually clean it. And that I never thought about just hand washing at the sink when I originally thought about makeup erasers. And for somebody that doesn't have a washer in their home, I was a little intimidated by replacing disposable things with washable things, but it's been so easy, and this is great for traveling. I love them. I think that they're worth it. Look at your Marshalls or TJ Maxx for like 2 packs at good prices. A quick mention I want to give is to the Carol's Daughter Sacred Tiare leave-in conditioner. This is just the easiest, most delicious smelling spray leave-in conditioner that's not too heavy on my hair, but it's almost like a bit of a reviver. If I wake up and my hair is kind of a bird's nest action, I can spray quite a bit into this, comb it through, and I don't have to re-wet it or wash it to make it more presentable for the day. It's just moisturizing enough where I can layer it up day to day in between washes and not feel it being so weighty on my hair, but also helping my hair in feeling better. So I'm a fan. Now, something that I'm really not very knowledgeable about is perfume. For literally over a decade, I have been using the Issey Miyake Le Eau de Issey. It's a light, kind of, I think it's a white floral based scent. To me, I think of it as like watery, clean, but still floral. It's just for me, it's just an easy perfume. And I'm not like itching to explore the perfume world the way I am, say, makeup or skincare. But I think it was Coffee Break with Danny once mentioned the Pistachio Brulee perfume from Urban Outfitters. A few months ago, Urban Outfitters was having a big beauty sale, and I saw these on their website, and I was like, oh yeah, let me try them, because they're like $18 a bottle. I knew my Issey Miyake perfume was kind of getting to the point of maybe it's going bad. And then I saw a melon scented perfume on their site. Okay, so the Pistachio Brulee, it's like a warm vanilla pistachio scent. I think Danny compared it to the Bum Bum Cream from Sol de Janeiro. That was never, like, I understood why it was popular, but I never was that enchanted by it. But this is just a really beautiful, warm, sweet, I would say fall winter scent. I'm usually not super into heavy, cloyingly sweet scents, but it's a nice one. It is a very simple scent that is just comforting, sweet, and vanilla with that little bit of pistachio. But for those watermelon fanatics out there, this is the one. So this, to me, it's like juicy berry watermelon. It truly eliminates any desire I have for so much of the watermelon skincare that's out there, because I know most of my draw to those skincare products is the scent. Instead, I can just bathe myself in this scent. I got this order in like mid-fall, I would say. I'm so excited to have this scent for spring, summer of 2020. I just think this is the one. If you're not like a big perfume head, or you're not looking for layers of complexity and depth, not that these aren't a little bit complex, but they're very simple in the scheme of perfumes, I feel like the Urban Outfitters ones are a nice in-between your like body splashes that you might find at Bath and Body Works or Victoria's Secret, and your more fancy, uber expensive perfumes that you're gonna get at a department store or Sephora. This could have easily been in the Beauty Favorites video, but I kind of forgot about them. But I have to give a shout out to my fake nails. I love the Kiss brand nails that come with glue. They come with the sticky pads too, but they come with glue. They come in all kinds of designs, different shapes. I love an almond shape, like a more pointy shape from this. They just make my life so delightful. A big thing for me is that if I have my nails kind of done it makes me feel ready to like conquer every day. So while I would love to go to a nail salon and get them done on a regular basis, these fake nails are really good like in between for me. They average anywhere from $7 to $10 a pair. I can usually get anywhere from a week and a half to 2 weeks wear off of these nails. So I feel like that price per wear is pretty solid. It's a pretty good one. I think that fake nails have come a long way, and generally speaking, while they don't look perfect on me every single day or every single application, most people are pretty surprised when I say they're plastic nails I bought at a drugstore and that they're not done by a nail artist. So we've kind of finished anything beauty related. Now I'm gonna head into like jewelry and clothing. Now, I'm gonna say my best discovery of 2019 was Nature's Twist jewelry. I was at a kind of a shit show retreat back in April, and I had the joy of meeting Meg, who is one of the owners of Nature's Twist. Meg and her husband Alan have this jewelry line. They're based in Seattle. They sell out of Pike Place Market. And I think of it as their jewelry is taking the natural shapes and features of crystals and stones and highlighting them. So a lot of their jewelry features kind of the shape that they might find the crystal in. Like this necklace, which is my most recent purchase, that's like the natural edge to that stone. The earrings that I wear so regularly, these little kind of iridescent rainbow teardrop, I adore these. These are from Nature's Twist. I have a couple of other pairs of earrings from Nature's Twist, but I am the worst and have misplaced them, so I don't have them to show to you, but I've worn them on camera multiple times. They do live sales on Instagram, and I think that's the coolest way to see their pieces. Not only do I feel like their pieces are very, like, I would say competitively priced. I feel like especially on the live sale, I don't know if it's specifically discounted from what you might find at Pike Place Market, but I feel like every piece that I've bought has been really wonderfully priced, and they take care of the whole process very like quickly. They get things shipped out quickly, and I am just so excited to see what more they have to come in 2020. I'm gonna have their Instagram on the screen while I'm talking about them so you can see some of the stuff they've done. I want to drape my whole body in their jewelry. And really, I've always felt nervous to spend money on jewelry because I am such a terrible person at misplacing things. But I feel like with Nature's Twist, I can just carefully and slowly add pieces to my collection, and it's a good mid-range point where I'm not buying Cartier or Tiffany or anything like that, but I'm also not buying Forever 21 or, you know, Claire's jewelry. Love Nature's Twist. Now, speaking of more costumey jewelry, the other rediscovery of 2019 was rings. So I was working at a bakery up until May, and you can't really do jewelry there. Like, you could do maybe these earrings, but rings are just gonna get in the way. Bracelets and necklaces are just gonna be in the way. And I'd worked there for almost 7 years. So I just got to a point that I was used to not being able to wear rings, but I love them. I love having my nails done, and I love wearing rings. So probably about a month after I left the bakery, I was like, oh wait, I can go back to wearing rings and wearing lots of them. And I'm definitely inspired by Lacey, although she's on another level with the beauty of her rings and how many she wears. But just being able to wear multiple ones, doing different, you know, designs, like, I just love them. I love the little like ones that go toward the top of the fingers, although I don't have any of those right now. I just love them. They're one of those pieces of jewelry, fashion, accessories that I can usually find that fit me. Sometimes it is harder to find bigger rings, but usually I can find some that fit me, even at a Marshall's or TJ Maxx, you know, situation. In terms of fashion itself, I want to give some love to my Studio 67 leather jacket. So a little over a year ago, I went to this plus size fat fashion event in Brooklyn, where they just had a bunch of different vendors offering up their designs. Studio 67 was there. I'd heard of them before, and they actually had some of their jackets as sample sizes. And I was like, oh shit, I'm a sample size? Never in my life did I think that was gonna happen. And it was so, buying the jacket, having had it for a year now, what I realized was that not only is it this piece that I just love and I feel like personifies like how I love mixing kind of hard and soft together with like my fashion, but it also, now a year later, I realized that it signified me getting to a place in my life where I was okay with my body and I wasn't thinking, oh, I can't spend this much on this item because what if I get smaller or what if I get bigger? I always had the pressure of being thinner and the fear of getting fatter. And I think buying that jacket, it was just like, I'm gonna live my life and buy the clothing that I'm wanting right now. And if things change, we'll deal with it then. And things haven't changed, and I've been able to wear it for over a year now, and I love it. It's just my favorite piece, and it's not always leather jacket season here in New York, so when I can wear it, it makes me so happy. Now, another specific clothing item that I can't get over, and I've probably had it for over 2 years now, is this one fucking skirt that I just love. It is A-line, it has huge pockets in it, it's comfortable and airy. It's actually a piece of clothing that I would be down to giving to a tailor and saying, can you please recreate this? Because it's just so perfect. It's a true love. If it wasn't so obnoxiously rainbow, I would probably wear it every single day of the summer, but I gotta give it a break here and there. Now, something I love wearing with that skirt is a bralette. I've been all team bralette lately. Honestly, most days I'm team no bra, but if I am going to wear one, it's going to be a bralette. And finding bralettes that I can wear as tops has been even more fun. The red one that I'm going to show you on the screen right now, that one is like, it could be a bathing suit top, it could be a top with a skirt, or like underneath a dress peeking out. It's just really lovely. It's actually an Amazon fashion purchase. I rarely do that because I find them so hit and miss, but it was a find that actually worked and I love it. And it's another thing that I could wear all summer long if it wasn't so identifiably a bright red strappy bralette. Yeah, all of the like strappy bralettes, I'm so into them. And I'm excited to see more retailers offering them at plus sizes besides Torrid. Torrid does some amazing ones, but it's nice to like find one at Target or at some of the lower price places when you can't always afford that Torrid price point. Oh, snag tights. Snag tights have been such a great discovery for 2019. I really thought I would just not be able to wear tights ever again. I thought every pair of tights I was ever gonna find would be control top bullshit, not opaque, all of that. But snag tights, they are so comfortable. They are actually comfortable. And they come in a ton of colors. They're very high-waisted, which for me is my favorite thing. And the only thing I want from that brand is I want some like fleece lined or felt lined or some warmer winter versions, because if I had those, I feel like I might actually be able to stand the winter here in New York, because I feel like I'm always cold when I'm outside. I'm just that annoying bitch. If it's under 40 degrees, I'm gonna be bitchy and whiny about it. If I had some like comfortable layerable winter tights, oh, I'd be so happy. But for now, I'm super excited with the pairs I have. I have a gray pair and a like magenta pink and this like deep green pair. And I pretty much want every color they have. They're great. They're really, highly recommend them. Okay, I think fashion is done. And next, I want to quickly just run through some of my favorite music from 2019. I'm not very, I'm not very original with my music. By that I mean friends recommend things to me and I check them out and I tend to fall in love. I like all kinds of music, but I feel like I'm not the best at hunting out new stuff. So most of what I'm going to mention here, you've probably heard of, but they've just been like hardcore loves for the whole year. A new discovery for me was Joji. And I don't know what it is. His one song, Slow Dancing in the Dark, I heard it and it just, I listened to it over and over and over again. It just clicked. He's a big fave this year. He's the only guy on my list actually of music that I really love this year. After that, I would say some like old standbys that I always go back to are Robin, Beth Ditto, Haim, Florence and the Machine. I love Solange. I love Kesha. And then probably my top 3 this year were Janelle Monáe. Holy shit, Janelle Monáe. A Forever Love. I remember I saw her live at Central Park at a free concert probably 8 or 9 years ago, and she fucking killed it, and I've just been obsessed ever since. And then Lizzo, just Lizzo for president 2020. Can that be a thing? Her messages, her music, her attitude, her fashion, I'm down for all of it. I've seen her live twice. I would see her live at every opportunity I could. It is a religious experience, and that's coming from somebody who is not religious at all. She is so good live. And then the one artist that I feel like kind of personified like a mood and a place for me mentally, and I guess did that for so many other people based on how popular she is Billie Eilish. She is one of those artists that I'm like, you are so fucking young and yet so fucking talented and like tapped into a complexity and a depth that just blows my mind. Like just something about her music just hit a nerve with me and stayed with me pretty much all year long. And if you ever wondered like what my mood has been like this year, her music kind of says it all. A couple of like pop culture TV shows, since we were talking about music, that I just love and adore. The Good Place and Schitt's Creek. Both of those shows are shows that I could watch over and over again, and I could turn on at any point in any of the seasons and go right into. And I can't say I'm that way with all TV shows. I mean, The Good Place, Darcy Carden as Janet, favorite. Ted Danson, Kristen Bell, I love it. But Schitt's Creek, I love even harder, even more. If you saw my unpopular opinions video, I had a little moment gushing over Dan Levy, and that still holds very true. I think he's hilarious. His father, Eugene Levy, is hilarious. Catherine O'Hara, though, icon, queen. If you don't know her work, if you don't like find her funny, I don't know who you are, and I don't know why you're watching my channel. I love that show so much. And I tend to love like Canadian humor, so I'm happy to see other people appreciate it too. On a really random note, that was probably more music related, I adore my Bluetooth headphones. I'm not a big fan of the in-ear earpods. They just don't stay in for me. Me and cords, I'm so klutzy. I'm such a mess, especially when I'm commuting, I'm on the subway. Having a cord-free, over-the-ear headphone is just everything. I cannot commute without having headphones on. I'm just that person. And these are great. I mean, the brand themselves, I'm not like in love with. They're not my all-time perfect pair, but as a concept, I never want to be without Bluetooth headphones. And we'll end with just a couple of like food culinary favorites. And I know a lot of people have been into the Bon Appetit YouTube. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. I think they need to be way better about having more Black people and people of color on camera like regularly. I think they are failing at that way. They definitely have some white nonsense happening, but I don't know. There's just, they've encapsulated to me like The Office meets The Kitchen in the way of like, it feels like it's a workplace comedy, but then they're also talking about food and making stuff that looks fantastic. So I do love them. I think they could always improve, but they are a favorite. I've also been absolutely fanatical about making cold brew coffee and drinking it with oat milk. Oatly oat milk and cold brew coffee has been my drink of 2019. Not sponsored, but hell to the yeah would I take an Oatly sponsorship. I love iced coffee and cold brew coffee. I drink it all year round, and I like it on the lighter side. But me and cow's milk don't always get along very well. Having oat milk that's has this like creamy body to it that's so good in coffee, the way milk is, just a game changer. I love it so much. And making cold brew or iced coffee at home is so easy, and it's pretty affordable in the scheme of things. I'm excited that I have found a milk alternative that really like works with my taste buds and my body, and that I can generally get it in my neighborhood. That's a rarity. So that's been a really lovely development for 2019. Oh, salted butter. So shout out to my friend Lena. I had the lovely opportunity to visit her out in the Bay Area in May, and she mentioned in passing that everything she does with salted butter. She doesn't buy unsalted butter anymore. And she said, she's like, any recipe that you're using, if it calls for unsalted butter and other salt, use salted butter and keep the same amount of salt in there. You're never going to feel like it's oversalted. And I would agree. Ever since May, I switched over to using salted butter across the board whenever I use butter, and it's such a better cooking experience. Pie crusts are more tasty because you have more salt in there, so it makes it more savory and in balance with the sweet things. I even made buttercream icing with it, and at first I was freaked out and I was worried, and then when you had it with the cake, it was like really well balanced. With like, you could fry an egg in it and you barely have to season the egg because the butter already has some salt in it. Just, I love it. I didn't doubt Lena for a second, but just actually doing it myself, I was instantly sold. And the utensil I've been just so into all year long is my cast iron skillet. I have like a 10-inch cast iron skillet. I saute things. I will bake things in it like cornbread or biscuits. You can tell I'm Southern, right? Cornbread and biscuits, yeah. It sits on my stove. It doesn't leave the stove. It's such a good pan. I know people underestimate it, but I think it holds the heat really well. You can get a really good sear on things. You can also like slow cook things because I feel like it holds it also in a like nice even way. I'm a huge fan. I think they're absolutely worth it. And the last thing, my last favorite, is YouTube. Doing YouTube videos, building this community, becoming close friends with other creators. Teresa and Lacey, I'm looking at you. You two literally changed my life. And if I talk any more about it, I will start crying because I did film this video before and that did happen. Thank you to everyone that has subscribed and just come back to my videos. I can't believe I hit 1,000 subscribers in 9 months of doing this. It's just been so fucking awesome. I hope that I will only get better and my quality will get better and my editing will get better and background and all of that. I just hope for growth and improvement, and I appreciate everybody that's been here for the ride and stays along with me. On that note, if you are not yet subscribed and you would like to subscribe to my channel and follow along with these colorful shenanigans, I would love to have you as a new subscriber to my channel. I'm also pretty active on Twitter and Instagram and would love to have you over there as well. I have a Patreon that's a little bit of a way to support this creative endeavor and also my food and recipe development side of me. If you feel like throwing me a little bit more support, I'd love to have you over there. But no matter what, thank you for spending a bit of your day with me. I hope to see you again real soon. Bye, friends.